welcome back to Young Tripp Reactions. The first video we're going to do is an update video. I'm sure you guys remember the woman that was punched on camera on their neighbor's ring camera. That officer is now being charged. Let's get into that. Make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell notification, join the Young Tripp family. Also, if there's any videos that you feel that would fit the channel that you want to hear me react to, you can post them in my community tab or send it to me over on direct message on Instagram. Plus, come follow me over on Instagram anyway. My Instagram will be spelled out in the pinned comment where you can copy and paste it from the pinned comment and paste it into Instagram. Also, if you just don't want to type it in, or you have like a disability, which will make it difficult for you to type it in, my Instagram will be in the link in the description. So you could go over there and press it, and it will take you straight to my profile by just hitting the link. Make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell notification, join the Young Tripp family, and let's get into this.
Cop fired for punching a black woman is now charged. Here's the recap.
I don't have a warrant. I don't have a warrant or in the house. What are you doing? I don't have a warrant. What's in the house? Let go. Let go. Let go. I got her.
Difficult to watch. Shouldn't happen. I can say that already. Based just on what we saw, I can say that. A day after being fired, Karson Hyder, age 22, has now been charged with assault inflicting serious injury after repeatedly punching a black woman during an arrest on Friday. Well, he's now turned himself into the Cleveland County Detention Center. That was yesterday. Subsequently released on a $10,000 bond. I can tell you I'm not happy about that. That's too low. After what we just saw, we watched it together, $10,000 bond in uniform. Okay, so the standard should be higher. That's not enough. That's too low, but at least he had to post it. Shelby Police Chief Brad Frazier said this: I want to be clear that the inappropriate use of force is unacceptable, will not be tolerated by myself, the Shelby Police Department, or the city of Shelby. We understand the concerns this instance has caused within our community and want to assure the public that this matter is being taken seriously. Now, the warrant for Hyder's arrest says he, quote, did assault and strike the woman by grabbing her by the arm, pushing her to the ground, striking her in the face with a closed fist, thereby inflicting serious injury, possible broken nose, busted lip. As officers tried to handcuff her after the incident, the woman asked for mental health care, said she was off her medication, and repeatedly asked officers to call her father. God, this is sick. Her father added that she suffers from bipolar schizophrenia and is under treatment now while out on bond. Okay, so if you have diabetes, cancer, I don't know, whatever the illness is, and someone shows up and you can't quite comport yourself the way they want you to, should that be a sentence to this kind of bodily harm? Hyder had arrested her previously. Oh, familiar. Hyder had a previous encounter with this same woman, according to a case summary filed in Cleveland District Court 2025. The filing names Hyder as a complainant in a case last August in which the same woman was charged with breaking and entering and resisting a public officer. Ms. Moore was initially facing charges of breaking or entering, resisting a public officer, assault of a government official or employee, but the latter two charges have since been dismissed. She's due in court on Friday. CBS News filling in the gaps here. Yesterday, attorney Ben Crump announced he is representing her. And here's the statement from Crump. Ms. Moore called for help during a mental health crisis, but instead of receiving compassion and care, she was met with violence. No person in crisis should ever be subjected to this kind of treatment, especially by those sworn to protect and serve. We intend to fight for justice for Ms. Moore and her family every step of the way. Necessary. Even with the charge, even with the police chief stating he's not going to tolerate this, Shelby County's not going to tolerate this. Accountability in all ways, not just the charges and the bond that was too low. That's a symbol for more when it comes to this officer, by the way. But also because you have to hold them accountable civilly. And not just for the greater good, for Ms. Moore, who called for help. Because that's the way this society works. What Mr. Crump is saying by accountability is they are going to file a civil suit, likely seek, I don't know, I'm not a lawyer, but if it were me, I'd vote for millions. Millions, go for millions, Crump. Because this happens too much. In fact, after Ms. Moore gets her money, perhaps we deserve some too, because we have to keep watching this. Somebody gave this fool a uniform and didn't bother to give him the temperament, if you could do that, to match what the public expects of him. Instead, here's your badge, here's your gun, here's your uniform, and here is your green light to attack the public, not serve and protect. I mean, maybe you're serving yourself and your anger management issues. Maybe you're serving some of the public, but not Ms. Moore, not the rest of us. This person should never be an officer again. I can say that already, even before he's been adjudicated, because we just watched. We just watched. And the previous encounter gives me pause too, because it makes me say that this officer may have, perhaps should have known that there was a mental health issue going on here. Even without knowing it, though. Should have never happened. Should have never happened. Can't wait to get to your comments to see what you have to say about this one. Go, Crump, go.
Hardy's prime rib
Advertising.
experience with a 100% American Angus burger at a not-so-fancy price.
Yeah, I'm glad to see that that he's being held accountable, being charged. The statements from the police chiefs, I mean, that's all good, but we've heard it all before. And things are still not changing. And I'm talking about all around the United States. I even had somebody that that wrote in my comments under my original video to this, stating, oh, well, we need more information. Oh, I doubt he just started punching her. A police officer should not be punching anybody anyway. That's not a way to get somebody under control. As a person who always wanted to do this job, I know that. When somebody, like I said, this person who wrote that in my comments under the original video, sounds like a person who just defend cops, probably want Derek Chauvin out here walking around in the streets after sitting on a man's neck for 9 minutes and 29 seconds. As we already all know about all that. Of course, the big reason of me bringing that up is because obviously the anniversary of that, just came, because that's on a holiday. People will never forget that. Also, the whole thing with Hinchcliffe inciting the situation about George Floyd in his roasting comments, doing the Kevin Hart's special stuff. And so that's a big reason of me bringing all that up. Plus the whole moment of silence for Derek Chauvin, because of the moment of silence, I'm sure, for George Floyd, trying to mock the whole thing because they want Derek Chauvin to be released because people want to keep spinning the narrative that, George Floyd, passed away due to drugs when that's not true. We all know that. That man was taking drugs for years. What really happened was Derek sat on his neck for 9 minutes and 29 seconds. We all know that. We've seen it happen to other people who never took a drug in a day in their life and also passed away as well too. But back to this case. Yeah, it's good to see that he's charged, that he's got to be held accountable. Obviously, I agree with Sharon. The bond was a bit low, but it is what it is. And also that he's been fired. So that's all good. But let me know what y'all think. I'll have the original video pinned at the top of the chat and in a link in the description. Make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell notification, join the Young Tripp family, and I will catch y'all in the next one. Also, if you have any videos that you feel that fit the channel, post them in my community tab or send them to me over on direct message on Instagram. My Instagram will be spelled out in the pinned comment because YouTube does not allow you to pin comments with outside links that are not connected to YouTube videos. For people who have like disabilities or just don't want to type it in, the link to my Instagram will be in the link in the description. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell notification, join the Young Tripp family, and I'll catch y'all in the next one. Peace.